welcome to another exciting episode of Ask the Healthcare Advocate Live, where I answer your healthcare advocate questions and try to talk all things healthcare advocacy in Israel and sometimes even abroad. And today, as you can see, I'm back inside. Last week I was outside, but it's cold again, so I've moved us inside. And today I want to talk briefly about the concept of what is seeing a private doctor, what is seeing a public doctor, or directly through the kupat cholim, the health services, or what is a private but subsidized doctor, because I've answered that question several times this week, and I thought it might actually be a relevant thing to review. So, one step backwards, we live in Israel, in case you haven't remembered that one, and we have a socialized medical system, which means that the government takes on its responsibility to pay for basic health care for all of its citizens. And in Israel, that is determined through the basket of services, or the sal briut, which is administered by 4 kupot cholim, or 4 health services. And that means that if the service that you need is in the basket of services, as most emergency services are, and significant medications and medical interventions, then the kupat cholim, or the services, the health services, is required to deliver that service to you at no cost. Now, what does at no cost mean? At no cost means not free necessarily, meaning that you pay for the medical system through your regular taxes. You pay it through your health tax, either independently or you pay it through your salary. And you need to pay a fee when you go to a specialist. You pay 35 shekels per visit, up to a certain cap per quarter. So those are the regular sort of basic charges that you are required to pay to get your health services. But if you need hospitalization, or if you need any type of medical intervention that is urgent, or sometimes not even urgent, then that is covered by the healthcare system. Now, what does that mean, private? Private means, because when you go to a healthcare system, it means you don't choose who it is that's going to provide you medical care. Meaning you get to the emergency room, let's say, and whatever doctor is on call is the one who will handle your issue. So it's the same thing with general services. I need to have my hip replaced. So if I'm going through a public system, I will go to the clinic, the orthopedic clinic at a hospital, the mirpa'ah, and I will see a doctor, whatever doctor is on call at that moment, and then, or on shift or whatever, and then that doctor will examine me, will write down what it is that I need to have. Okay, you need to have hip replacement surgery, and he'll say that you have to have that surgery. He's not saying which doctor will provide that surgery for you. You get a referral to the surgery. Then you need something called a hitchayvut, which is a voucher, or tofes 17, the form 17 from the health services. Excuse me. Excuse me. That will give payment to the hospital from the health service, which will cover that procedure, but it does not cover a specific doctor. It covers a specific procedure, which will be done by whichever doctor is on duty at that time. That is public service. Now, if you want to choose your doctor, then you have to go through private services, or what we call sharap, which is Shirut Rifui Prati, or private medical services. So that means that I will like to choose the doctor that I see, but that means that I also have to pay him privately, because I don't have that ability through the public service. And I need to go see him in a private forum. That means hospitals that are public hospitals, like Sheba, Tel Shomer it's called, is a public hospital. I cannot go see any doctor that I want, although they kind of made like a little situation there, but that's something different. Anywho, lost my train of thought. So sorry for that. So, but I have to pay them. Now, that's completely private. Now, there is private subsidized, which means that the person that you want to see has an agreement with the kupat cholim. They have a contract. And then you can see them for a subsidized rate. So if any of you have ever gone to, let's say, Shaarei Tzedek or Hadassah, and you've paid 200 or 300 shekels to see a doctor, that is because they are subsidized and that they have a contract with Kupat Cholim. But in order to make sure that you have that, you need to make sure that the doctor has an agreement with the Kupat Cholim before you go in. And that's something new that's happened in the past few years, is that all of the Kupat Cholim must display very clearly which doctors they have a contract with. However, if they don't have a contract with that doctor, then even the surgery fees like anesthesia and hospitalization will not be covered by the Kupa, and you would have to pay them privately. So it's a little bit more complicated, but that is why you need to check to make sure that if you want to see a doctor privately, he has some kind of agreement with the kupa. Now, sometimes you can get a voucher to see a specific doctor if that is the only doctor that handles that specific issue. So it's important to find out if that's the possibility, or if you have a specific procedure that needs to be handled by a very specific expert, and that doctor is the only one who knows that procedure, which I think I just said. So hopefully that was slightly clearer. And please, if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a comment or a private message. Happy to answer. And thank you so much for joining me, as always, on Sunday mornings between 8:30 and 9 when I do my Facebook Live on healthcare advocacy in Israel.